Have you ever wondered why everyone else seems to hear God clearly while you keep feeling silence? What if the problem isn't that God isn't speaking, but that you've been listening for Him in the wrong place?
Have you ever searched so hard for something that you failed to notice it was already beside you? Have you ever strained so desperately to hear a voice that you drowned it out with your own striving? Naomi was the kind of person who sincerely wanted to hear God's guidance. She had spent years searching for it in conferences, prayers, and spiritual experiences, believing the answer must be somewhere just beyond her reach. By the end of this day, Naomi would discover something about God's presence she had never understood before. The retreat center parking lot was nearly empty. Naomi sat in her car beneath a gray morning sky, clutching a conference program in her hands.
This is the third retreat this year. The third one. And still nothing.
She had traveled 4 hours for this weekend. Worship, prayer circles, anointed speakers. Everyone around her seemed to feel something powerful. They lifted their hands. They wept. They spoke of breakthroughs.
I sang every song. I prayed every prayer. I waited for something. Anything. But it's like shouting into an empty room.
She stared at the chapel windows, still lit with soft golden light from the morning session she had slipped away from.
Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I need a bigger experience. A louder place, something that finally breaks through.
Her phone buzzed. A message from her friend Delia.
She's probably checking on me.
She opened the message and read it aloud to herself.
How was the retreat? Life-changing? I just heard about a prayer conference next month. Incredible testimonials. People are having visions. You should come with me.
Naomi set the phone down and rubbed her temples.
Another conference. Another mountain to climb. Maybe that's the one. Maybe that's where he'll finally speak.
She typed her reply.
Send me the link. I'll sign up tonight.
That evening, Naomi sat in her apartment, surrounded by journals, devotional books, and highlighted scripture passages. Worship music played from her phone, layered with sounds of rain and gentle piano.
I've tried fasting. I've tried silence retreats. I've tried early morning prayer walks. I've created the perfect atmosphere.
She closed her eyes and waited.
Speak to me, please. I'm listening. I'm finally listening.
The music swelled. The rain sounds continued. Minutes passed. Naomi opened her eyes and sighed.
Nothing. Again, nothing. What am I doing wrong?
She picked up another book from the stack and began flipping through the pages, searching for a technique she had not yet tried. The next afternoon, Naomi visited her neighbor, Helen. The older woman's small kitchen smelled of fresh bread and afternoon tea.
You look tired, dear. Sit down. The kettle's almost ready.
I'm exhausted, Helen. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Tell me.
I've been searching for God. Really searching. Retreats, conferences, prayer sessions, worship nights. Everyone around me seems to feel His presence. They hear His voice. They have these powerful experiences.
And you?
I feel nothing. It's like He's hiding from me. Like no matter how loud I call, He won't answer.
Helen poured 2 cups of tea and set one before Naomi.
When you go to these places, what are you expecting to find?
I don't know. Something powerful. Something that shakes me. A voice from heaven. A moment where everything changes.
Like fire from the sky?
Yes, exactly.
And when the fire doesn't come?
I try harder. I go somewhere else. I search for a bigger experience.
May I ask you something?
Of course.
In all your searching, have you ever simply stopped?
Stopped?
Not paused between activities, not rested before the next retreat, but truly stopped, completely still, with no expectation at all.
I've tried silence retreats. I've done meditation exercises.
That's not what I mean. Those are still methods, still striving. I'm asking if you've ever sat in complete stillness, not waiting for anything, not trying to create a moment, just being present.
I don't think so. That feels like giving up.
Does it?
Helen set down her cup and looked at Naomi gently.
There's an old story about a man named Elijah. He was searching for God too. He stood on a mountain, waiting. First came a powerful wind that tore the mountains apart, but the Lord was not in the wind. Then came an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. Then came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire either.
So where was he?
After the fire came a still, small voice. As 1 Kings 19 reminds us, God was not in the drama. He was in the quiet.
A still, small voice.
The kind that can only be heard when everything else falls silent.
But that feels too simple. Everyone talks about powerful encounters with God, visions, dreams, moments that change everything.
And those can happen. But tell me something, when you chase after those experiences, what are you really searching for?
Connection. I want to know he's real. I want to feel his presence.
And in all your searching, have you considered that maybe he's already present? That maybe his voice has been speaking all along, but you've been too busy looking for thunder to hear the whisper.
Naomi sat very still. The question settled into her chest like a stone dropping into water.
I've been so focused on finding him somewhere else that I never thought he might already be here.
Psalm 46:10 says something worth remembering. Be still and know that I am God.
Be still.
Not search, not strive, not perform. Just be still.
What if I'm still and nothing happens?
What if you're still and you finally notice what's been there the whole time?
That evening, Naomi returned home. Her phone buzzed again. Delia had sent another message.
The conference registration closes tomorrow. Are you in? This could be the breakthrough you've been waiting for.
Naomi stared at the message. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard. Another mountain to climb. Another fire to chase. She set the phone aside and walked to her window. The evening light was fading into soft amber and violet. The street below was quiet. A bird sang somewhere in the distance.
Be still.
She sat down in the old chair by the window. No music, no books, no atmosphere. Just the fading light and her own breathing.
I'm not waiting for you to appear. I'm just here. If you're already here, I want to notice.
Minutes passed. The room grew darker. And somewhere in that stillness, something shifted. Not a voice from heaven, not fire or earthquake or wind, just a quiet awareness settling over her like morning light.
You've been here all along, haven't you?
The stillness held her answer. Naomi picked up her phone and typed a reply to Delia.
Thank you for thinking of me, but I think I've been searching in the wrong places. I'm going to stay home for a while. I'm learning to be still.
She set the phone down and looked out at the evening sky. The last light was fading, but something inside her felt quietly bright. Many people spend their lives searching for God in grand experiences, powerful emotions, dramatic revelations, extraordinary signs. Yet, Scripture reminds us that divine guidance is often quieter than we expect. When life becomes noisy with striving, the gentle voice of wisdom can be easy to miss. But when we pause, when we become truly still, we begin to recognize what was present all along. Sometimes we search so hard for the voice of God that we forget to notice the quiet place where it has been speaking all along.
And this is the pearl. Sometimes God's voice is not absent. It is simply quieter than our striving. Tonight, take one quiet moment without noise, music, or distraction, and simply be still. You may discover that the presence you thought was missing was never far away at all. If you've ever mistaken silence for distance, share your reflection below. Someone else may need to hear it too. If this pearl spoke to something quietly unfolding inside you, continue the journey through Illumined Pearls, awakening from separation, and discover why some doors were never truly closed at all.